What was once a captivating, trend-setting program has now deteriorated into a cliched, let's be honest, boring snooze fest that is in dire
What was once
a captivating, shining armor. Television ratings, downward spiral. Pay-per-view buy rates plummeting. Mainstream acceptance, non-existent. And reactions of the live crowds, complete and utter silence. You're silent because you're embarrassed to be here. Honestly, I'm embarrassed for you. And the reason why you're embarrassed is because of the steady stream of uninteresting, untalented, mediocre sports entertainers who you're forced to cheer for and care for. No wonder you're not cheering. You can care less about every single idiot in that dressing room.
Now, here's Joe Cronin. Joe Cronin.
Okay, well, we were making fun of the WWE for being super predictable and stupid, and then they basically were like, well, we'd like to, that thing you said about us being predictable, we'd like to get rid of that, so we'll get rid of that there, but we're still stupid. Unbelievable. Well, okay, so the Miz cashes in, and now the Miz is the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. They threw away all that stuff with Drew and threw away everything. I don't know even where the direction is. I don't know if it's Drew, Lashley, and Miz at WrestleMania, which is boring. Not sure if it's Drew, like payback at WrestleMania against the Miz. That way, I don't know. If that's the case, then they clearly just fell off the rails with giving a crap about Bobby Lashley being a top bad guy. They were like, oh, you know what? He's not ready yet. We need somebody who's an established heel who can take on Drew McIntyre, and maybe they'll be The Miz. But this will be now then the second time that Drew McIntyre drops belt, then gets to challenge person that beat him again, I guess.
I've ever had as a kid.
What's up, Sasha? How you doing? Very good
yeah,
to see you.
It's the same story again, and it's not a very good one. And that was the thing. We nailed this night 110%. Predictability is okay at times when it's, a logical step or conclusion in a story. But just for, lack of anything better and being boring, it's just sad. I was like, maybe they won't have the Miz win, and then he kicked out. I'm like, maybe, hopefully, but nope, Miz has to win. So now we have Fastlane coming up, and we have, what are we going to get out of this? A triple threat at Mania? Is that exciting? No.
I think what's going to be is it's going to be a Fastlane or whatever. It's probably going to be like Drew and Bobby Lashley and somebody else to see who goes to Mania, I guess.
It could. That's what I was thinking out of those two. So they'll face each other, and then we'll see that or triple threat. Either way, I'm still not excited about it. And if it's not a triple threat, I don't want it to be a triple threat.
No. Yeah, please.
But it's a waste for Drew to be beaten down by Lashley now not being the champion. So if it's not a triple threat, then what was the point of doing this with Lashley now?
Well, I think Lashley
he's not going to be involved in the main event. You know what I'm saying?
Lashley was to throw everybody off, I think. And also I think they realized, like, you know what? We don't see Lashley in that spot, I guess. I mean, so
maybe they don't see him in that spot, but they needed somebody to make it believable that Drew could drop the title to Miz. So they wanted him to be fully destroyed, and that was the best way to protect him.
Yeah.
It seemed like WWE believed in Drew so much that a 40-minute, match in the chamber was not enough for him to be beaten down. He had to get destroyed by Bobby Lashley afterwards for the Miz to then attack him and beat him.
And take like 2 2 finishers or whatever off of Miz.
Yeah.
Well, I think this throws Miz a bone for all the work he's done, so he gets to be champion going in. He's already kind of, people hate him. Now Drew...
He's an established heel, and people don't like him. A lot of people are pissed, but I don't know if it's always bad heat or go-away heat. That's the issue.
But it's okay, I think, in this case, only because I think that they're like, oh, cool, we'll have a crowd at WrestleMania. People will really boo The Miz. I don't know if they were not sure about other people, but they're like, people will really boo The Miz. But if that's the case, why not just make Sheamus win then somehow? Have Sheamus somehow have won this belt, because they had something going on, going forward, I guess. The Miz is...
That's what I'm saying. There's so many other story opportunities here that make more sense.
I'm not even that mad. I'm really not that mad.
No, it's not, because it's not something to be enraged over. It's just like, I don't care. And that's a problem. At least sometimes when we're enraged, we can be passionate about it. I just don't care at this time. There was nothing that was exciting, or it wasn't a cash-in that I was like, oh my God, I didn't see that coming, and wow, so unexpected, or holy cow, someone that cashed in and finally gets the shot they deserve. Like, there was nothing special about that. Nothing monumental or monumental or, momentous, any of it.
Why would you think there would be, though? Why would you think there would be? Miz is the Money in the Bank champion.
That's what I'm saying, but they couldn't even come up with a way to make it interesting for him to... I mean,
what are you talking about? Wait a minute, I don't understand what you're saying. What do you mean they didn't make an interesting way for Miz? Like, how is there ever supposed to be interesting?
We could book 100 creative ways for him to cash in the title that would have been better than how they did it tonight.
Really?
Tonight was predictable and boring. I would have rather
it was
not
predictable.
Seen it coming and
it was predictable up until this happened. We didn't see this coming. I don't think we did. We didn't say this.
I even said it. Eventually, he would cash in if Bobby Lashley beats him down. If Bobby Lashley does have a triple threat match and gets beaten for the title without actually losing, himself, then he'd attack Drew. We went through all the steps the other day.
I don't know. I didn't mind it. I mean, I guess. I mean,
I just thought it was boring. It's like, all right,
it's boring. I mean, Drew's a boring champion. So I mean, like, nothing.
Oh no, I don't think Drew's a boring champ. I just don't think he's had anybody exciting to work with.
Well, you're right. That's true. But
because he was exciting with Orton initially, and then it got stale because they killed it because they worked together for so long. Drew has had good matches. He's had good rivalries.
Yeah.
It's just he's not been good with who he had to work with. When he had to face Roman, that was great for the Survivor Series build-up those two had. And then the match itself was pretty damn good, too. I mean, it's just, sadly, you knew they were going to protect Roman there, so you didn't get that fair fight scenario. But I'm just saying, I'm not trying to sound smarky here, and that's not my intention. It felt so boring tonight. The conclusion to this didn't feel special, didn't feel exciting, and cash-in should feel like a big deal. I think that's the problem here.
I mean, there's no crowd, so it's not going to feel big no matter what they do. To me, like,
I know they're at a disadvantage to begin with. That's why they should be trying even harder.
What did you want them to do? What should they have done?
I don't know. I would have to actually go ahead and think something out.
So should they have waited till after WrestleMania for the cash-in?
I would have held it off. Yeah, I would have held off.
So this would have been really boring tonight, though. Drew just wins, and he was going to Mania.
And they have Bobby Lashley attack if that's their story. Yeah, I wouldn't have done the cash-in yet, though.
So I was convinced that Lashley was just going to attack him, and then it was going to be Bobby Lashley and Drew at Mania, and that's really it. And so this kind of, at least this is something like a swerve to me, like a little bit like, okay, now wait a minute, what's happening now? Because now you know what I mean? Like, okay, so maybe Drew's going to have to get through Lashley and maybe Sheamus to get to Mania, to get to The Miz, which is kind of weird, but at least it sort of resets Drew, I guess, for like the good guy comeback to win the belt at Mania in front of fans, which is kind of what we all wanted. Kind of sucks if Drew, not really, but in a weird way it sucks that Drew goes into Mania with the belt and then wins at Mania. It's funner to see him capture the belt at Mania in front of people, which is what he got screwed out of last year.
Yeah.
So maybe this is like kind of killing all the birds, right? Like okay, we got rid of the Money in the Bank that this guy should have never had anyway. Now we got a heel that everybody really doesn't like who can do this on the mic. We know people are going to boo The Miz. That will help Drew out maybe. Also,
well, like I said, their main intention here is to get Drew a win in front of fans. I said that initially, first thing in the chat when all this went down.
right.
You know, is that's their whole goal. They want to go ahead. Drew didn't get to win in front of anyone last year, so they want to give that to him again. That's kind of been rumored to be happening for quite some time. Seems that's the case, obviously, now. All right, fine, but it's just him winning the title from the Miz. Is that really interesting? No, feels a little less than deserving.
Well,
even
the
if it's
only
a triple
reason-
threat with Bobby Lashley, that again isn't that damn interesting either.
The only
So,
reason it's interesting is because it's like, okay, he should have never lost the belt here. You know what I mean? I guess. But I mean, what else is
to
going
me that story doesn't.
What's
grab me.
interesting? What else is interesting?
I wouldn't have had Drew in the chamber at all, just like they didn't have Roman, and I wouldn't have had Sheamus turn yet. I would have still had Sheamus go ahead, and as I said, I would have waited for him to turn much after. If Drew was in the chamber, that's when you turn him. If not, you don't have him defend it. Have Sheamus win. Sheamus goes to Fastlane to try and go ahead and beat Drew. Can't get the job done. Snaps, turns on him, and then they have the heel rivalry with like some stipulation going into Mania.
So you
That's
had
when you
Drew-
end their friendship. That's because the reason they ended their friendship makes zero sense, and then him basically losing in an unceremonious fashion tonight didn't make Sheamus look strong in any way. So they've done nothing with him. They turned him heel, and they've pretty much sent him out to pasture again.
Okay. Yeah.
I would have made the heel turn make sense, and I would have made it worthy. Drew said I'd give you a title shot. So why turn on your friend? Sheamus turned on his friend because he wanted a title shot when Drew said, I'll give you the title shot. It makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah, he couldn't wait.
But he even said, I'll give it to you. And then it turned into the chamber thing because of their argument, I guess. They're fighting. So Orton got the hell out of the chamber first because he's smart. He's like, I see the booking on the wall with this shit show. Get me out of here. 8 minutes in, Orton was out of the match. It was funny that of all people to eliminate him, it was Kofi. So thankfully the black guy was not out first.
Well, I just feel like, I guess my point is, I do understand what you're saying, and I kind of like that. Maybe I would do something like that. But, like, in my opinion, all these scenarios almost are not much better. Like, they're all kind of boring. Like, they're all kind of like...
I'm not even 100% on board with what I'm saying. My high stonered butt at this point, that's what I'm coming up with.
Do you know what I would have done?
What's that?
I would have somehow booked AJ Styles as the heel. And I would have had AJ Styles versus Drew at WrestleMania in a ladder match. I always bring up ladder matches. In a ladder match, hanging the belt high above. Almas is ringside. And I would pitch this as, guys, I want it to be Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon-esque. That ladder, you guys, halfway through the match, maybe Almas gets, you know what I mean, kicked out of ringside or something like that. And, at one point, maybe Almas is, like, holding up AJ where he can, like, actually get to the belt, doesn't need the ladder, and a referee kicks him out. All this stuff. Try to get as much heat on Almas and AJ as you can. Maybe something like that would have been cool. Because I think the gimmick match would have helped, because I think we've seen Drew in so many one-on-ones and so many matches where he just, Claymore this and that and the other thing. And, I don't know, maybe something setting up a ladder somehow. Maybe Almas and him get involved, but it's just right now pretty much everything is just like, I don't care. Bobby Lashley versus Drew, that's not really that exciting to me. The Miz isn't exciting. None of these guys, none of this is really exciting. The only reason why I'm a little excited now, my blood level went up a little, my adrenaline started going a little bit because Miz cashed in and won. And I went, whoa, shit. Okay, I didn't see that. I mean, I know a lot of people said it might happen, but at the point of the night we were at, I was like, oh shit, here comes Bobby Lashley. Here we go, Bobby Lashley and Drew. And then I started thinking, well, maybe it will actually be Bobby Lashley and Drew at Fastlane. And now this won't even be WrestleMania. This is just another fucking delay for Drew. But then...
That very well could be the setup still.
It could be. But... Then, when Miz comes out and then wins I go, oh, shit, I didn't see that one coming, I mean...
Because Bobby Lashley could say Miz is only champion because I beat down Drew, and, Miz can say it doesn't matter, that's the point of the briefcase. Drew can say you stole it from me, so they could both say they're the number one contender, have to face each other against whoever wins goes to Mania. That, because Fastlane's in the 1 month, the 21st.
Right.
So we've got, exactly 1 month till that happens.
Yeah, so it could be there could be a lot of things that end up shit bomb. Ooh, shit bomb. You become a shit bomb. JCS foot rub.
Joe Jake, what do you guys rate this PPV?
This is a hard one to rate because nothing happened really.
I'm all over the place because I sound so hypocritical here because I liked the first match a lot, but it was so stupidly pointless to happen. And I felt like they slapped fans in the face to do something exciting. I sound like an idiot here. I know. I don't know how to. It's just like having Edge come out and get involved, and he's like, all right, now we know he chose Roman. It was like, oh, so this match not only was pointless, but it was like super pointless. I gotcha.
Yeah.
And it sucks to have Daniel Bryan win in a pretty triumphant fashion just to go ahead and have him squashed in a minute 30. You knew it was going to happen. Still hurts the soul somewhat.
Here's the you want to know what my problem with it is? There's a part of you that I guess the theory is it makes Roman look like more of a heel because he comes out and thinks he's great for beating a guy who's crippled after that match. But there's a part of you that's like, well, don't you want maybe Daniel to get the match on Friday Night SmackDown next week? That way Roman looks like more of a strong champion. This guy just went through the entire Elimination Chamber like he did. Daniel Bryan, former champion, and then he faces Roman on SmackDown, and then Roman beats him. I feel like that is more impressive than he comes out and just beats a crippled in 2 seconds. But I
agree there, but WWE likes to go with that story of squash and intimidation and fear.
Yeah, that's the thing is that's the argument as well. But does that really doesn't? I guess this makes Roman look more of a heel because he thinks he's great because he beat the crippled guy after the match. So,
and I also think I like the opening match so much because it wasn't really much of an Elimination Chamber match. If that makes sense. The pods didn't really come into play that often, and neither did the cage, I felt like, really.
Yeah.
There wasn't like any real spots or anything to it. I mean, yeah, you had some people jumping off of the parts of the cage, but even still, it's the height of the turnbuckle. It wasn't like there was nothing that really stood out to me that made it feel like, wow, this is a chamber match. As where they tried to do a bit more of the stunts in the second one, especially with Hardy and AJ, but I really liked the first match, though. Baron Corbin made Cesaro look like a freaking superstar. The sequence that those two had was absolutely incredible. It was great. I forget. We saw we see Sami Zayn. He gets thrown away.
Sami Zayn got his ass kicked this whole match, dude.
He got destroyed, and it was a glorious thing. So you see Cesaro go ahead and he gets himself right in the perfect place for the uppercut, and just comes down crashing. I mean, Baron Corbin got beat the hell up, and it was fantastic. So I like Baron Corbin too. I hate that he's Prince fruit roll up and manages to get stuck in these situations, because when he sells, he makes people look great. And there was a few times where he's feeding these guys and he's doing just a fantastic job. When they actually got into the sharpshooter there, and after the twirl spin that he does, it was great. Now Cesaro looks just like I said, like a superhero in the ring. You don't have to say superheroes exist; just let him look subhuman with all this crazy strength.
Yeah,
and let's see everything happen. So that was good. I liked this. Sami Zayn, like you said, got destroyed. He was trying to convince Kevin Owens, join my side, don't turn on me. Owens just attacks everybody. That was great, just chucking Sami into all the pods. That kind of stuff was funny. A little bit of comedy that worked. They have the history.
It's too bad though. They used to have the thick plexiglass, and when Almas had to take the thing apart, you just saw how it was just flimsy, tiny plexi, whatever. So it was
held on by not Gorilla Glue, that's for sure. It was held on by Gorilla Snot. So yeah, this was
chat. What do you think, real quick, in the chat right now, guys? Blast us right now. What did you rate this show tonight as a pay-per-view? 4 out of 10, 5 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 1 out of 10. This is the Joe Cronin Show. I hope you guys are subscribing if you're new. We've been doing this since 2012 right here on YouTube. Longest live stream wrestling review anywhere. Nobody else is still doing it since 2012 like this. So we appreciate you guys being here. Hit that like button and stick the thumb up my ass if you can. And leave us those ratings right now. I'd like to see what you guys are saying. What was that, Jake?
Yeah, I'm curious. I know we got to chime in with the donations as well, but I'm, before I forget this thought, Kevin Owens made Jey Uso look like a severe boss as well. He
right.
really did. Kevin being stuck in the chamber door, the exit there with his arm pinned.
Yeah.
That doesn't hurt, but he sold it so well, and it looked convincing. That looked extremely painful. That was a great spot there. That was well thought out. I was like, all right, that's good. Using the surroundings a bit. That was probably the only thing of using the chamber that stood out in the entire match. And, that's why I said the rest of it didn't really feel like a chamber match, but that one spot really was the highlight for me. Yeah. And then he just belts Owens with kick after super kick. And I think he hit him 4 times, maybe 5.
Jeez.
And just belts him in the head multiple times and then gets the pinfall with a big splash. And I was like, that's great. You beat the hell out of him. You really had to do a lot of damage to get Owens down, but this keeps that rivalry going. So I like it.
We are getting a ton of feedback tonight, so I'm going to play some donos. We have a lot to say about tonight. There's lots going on. Not a ton to say because, not a lot. It was a very quick show. As we kind of expected. We are going to open up the phone lines in a few minutes on 339-226-6610. Let me go ahead and listen. Let's see what you guys are saying in the donos. 2 ways to donate. You guys can use Super Chat down below, as you know, or you guys can use the Streamlabs down below or Stream Elements. Either one, they're in the description box, and one of them's pinned to the top of the page, whatever preference you have. And all the donation amounts are listed down below as well. There's about 12 or 18 or something like that. They're down there. You know the deal if you guys want to be weird and drop something. Shit bomb! JCS Foot Rub, man.
You become a shit bomb.
Thank you, JCS Foot Rub. He's just dropping $1, just saying, yo, what's up? And he wants us to rub his foot. What's the match of the night, Jake? Do you have any idea?
To me, it was the opening match, the first Elimination Chamber match.
Wow.
I really like that. Daniel Bryan told a great story with his knee. Kevin Owens and Uso had a really cool rivalry that continues there. Uso was a big threat to Daniel Bryan as well. Cesaro looked like $1 million. I thought that Baron Corbin got to look like a bit of a standout of a heel in the beginning. I think just about everybody got a chance to shine and deliver something that made them stand out in some way. So that was my favorite, even though they made it relatively pointless right after and basically said that match never should have happened. It's still that was the match I liked the most. The
women's match was super sloppy later on. Sasha's match.
That was a disaster. I mean, we'll get into it, but wow, that was a late-minute arrival, unfortunately, because they had to replace the Asuka title defense against Lacey Evans since Lacey is still pregnant with kayfabe Ric Flair's child.
She's pregnant right now until the coat hanger. Right now it's she's pregnant right now.
She falls down the stairs at Ye Old Abortion Clinic. We don't.
Dude,
have to
let me
worry.
tell you something. If anybody knows how to abort a baby illegally, it's Ric Flair. Let me tell you something. He's done it plenty of times. Rick, you know what to do. Bomb! You know the deal, Rick.
All those trips to the islands.
Woo!
If the rumors are true, we may have to deal with Miz being champion for at least 750 days straight.
What?
WWE rolled the dice for the New Day to break the record as longest reigning tag champs.
Oh boy. Mosh Master D, oh no.
I don't think that would be the case, but dear God, I hope not.
Mosh Master D has become the new top dog. Mosh Master D, thanks for the $10, man. Master D! What's going on, brother? Appreciate that, dude. Thank you for supporting the channel and supporting what I do, and now I can eat tomorrow. Thank you, Mosh Master D. That's definitely a Dunkin' Donuts trip right there. Appreciate it, bro. Let's go more donos. See what you guys say. Shit bomb!
Yeah, I want to have everybody chime in. A lot of thoughts here.
A shit bomb.
After nearly a year as a WWE champion going into Mania, Drew loses to The Miz, who wasn't even the original owner of the briefcase. WTF.
Well, yeah, it's a mess. The thing's been a mess, but we knew that,
It's just insulting, and it feels like a slap in the face to Drew in a way. Like, I know that Vince is probably telling him, like, you're going to win WrestleMania. I could see what they're trying to accomplish here, but it's still like, I'd rather want to, I would prefer to go in and be defending champion, walking out as champion, in and out.
Maybe he wanted to be, and maybe they said, "Nah, you're gonna."
Maybe they gave him the option. Maybe they said this is Drew's idea. We never know, but it's still it doesn't feel great as a fan of Drew's.
Yeah, I mean, I think whatever. I really don't care too much. I think we love Drew. I love Drew. He's great in the ring. I really like him.
He's just worked so friggin' hard during this whole pandemic COVID time to try every week. He's put on these stellar matches on Raw, even when he had these dumb, stupid feuds with people like Dolph Ziggler, and he went out there and gave you 30-minute gauntlet matches, and he has consistently wrestled every single time in front of no fans or the Thunderdome computer screens. Like he's busted his ass this entire time.
That's what sucks about this. If it ends up being Drew versus Miz, the Miz and Drew in the ring is not going to be good.
That's what I'm fearful of. And adding Bobby Lashley as a powerhouse, I'm not sure it makes it that much better.
Bobby Lashley's not good at least in the WWE ring. He's not been good.
No.
So, that match, whatever it is, it's not going to be about the match. It's going to be about Drew winning and the cheering. That's all it's going to be about. The match, the idea of a good match is out the window. It's just going to be about the feeling at the end and the beginning.
Shit bomb!
That's it.
You become a shit bomb.
It's our buddy JCS Foot Rub again.
Joe Jake was your favorite match from this boring PPV?
I think Jake just answered that it's the first one, and I'd probably have to agree with him because... Dude, what about JCS Foot Rub? Thank you, man. What about the second? What about the last match where AJ just gets to walk out of the thing and then he covers people and the referee actually counts? Wouldn't the referee be like, you're still not legal because the timer is just nothing. You just...
And why was he so antsy to get in the match? It makes him look foolish.
Well, because the guys were...
You would want to wait. I know.
There was two guys down. He thought I can eliminate two people if I could get out there.
I guess, but even then, I don't know. You figure they'll be able to recover by the time you get there, and it just seemed foolish. It was just a bad, stupid spot.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done that.
I would have done something creative with Omos, I would have AJ in the ring getting beat up, right? So he's already out of his pod. He's getting beat up by two people. Pick. And while he's getting destroyed, you go ahead and you get him cornered in his pod. So both sides, he's covered, one face, and they've got him. So you got Drew on this side, and you got whatever, even though he's a heel, Sheamus on the other side, and they're both attacking him. And he backs up into the plastered door of the pod that almost ripped off, and almost can then rip off that door if they want to do that spot, because that makes sense. Now he saves him while he's about to be attacked by, these two stars. That would have made sense. Now he pulls him and saves him from being attacked. Then Adam Pearce comes out to eject him. All right, that at least is a bit more logical in my, because then Omos can get into the ring and start to, but he never gets physical. It's a waste. Hey, start making him attack people.
Remember WWE planning big spot in the chamber or whatever?
Yeah, we kept hearing this thing about Jeff Hardy.
If you get a second, pull up who said that. I wanted to hear every place that said that. If you get a second, pull that up.
Yeah.
Love to see those. Love to see the links. Love to talk about the people that said that. I'm going to start writing down the people that say these things. Let's listen to a donation.
Shit bomb!
Oh, my God.
You become
murder!
a shit bomb.
He dropped a bomb!
Drew losing the belt to the Miz is real dumb. He think he's another Edge, but he's not 1/10. This PPV was a snooze fest.
This really was a snooze fest. I think it's in 3 out of 10 category for me, but that's murder. eMurder99, good to hear from you, man. Thank you so much for dropping $50. Super chat.
I had it tweeted to me as text, but the only story I can see now is from Sportskeeda. So,
there you go. There it is, Sportskeeda. I always tell you, scumbag liars. Scumbag liars. That's the guy Bill Bahati who went after women. Not that I'm some white knight, but
without fail.
Yep. Bill Bahati attacks women, and I'm no surprise his website is full of shit.
Yeah, but no doubt, if that was their big spot for Jeff Hardy, my God, what a waste! Right. That was nothing. That was actually nothing.
What was nothing?
With him going to the top of the pod to jump off, and then he climbs around everything. It just didn't big whoop. He stood there for Sheamus and I think Drew to feed for him to jump off the top. It just, everybody looked like idiots. The whole thing just felt stupid to me. He was like, "Oh, I'm going to stand on top of the pod. You guys just stare at me, and then I'm going to give you the whisper in the wind." Perfect.
God, I hate those.
And then
things.
he goes and does the Swanton bomb on AJ, and that's when McIntyre hits him with the Claymore and took out Jeff Hardy. So,
man, those are Those are so enraging, dude. When they're standing there waiting and then they jump off. By the way, subscribe. Ted Dillon just became a subscriber. Thanks, Ted Dillon. Not everybody's subscriptions are showing up, but Ted's did. And he's got me wet. Shit bomb!
Yeah, baby.
Whoa,
You
Soundwave.
become a shit bomb.
Soundwave dropping 20.
Honestly, Miz being WWE champion was not on my 2021 bingo card. I really hope this doesn't lead to a triple threat, man face palming. I would prefer Lashley versus McIntyre and Morrison turns on Miz for a chance at the WWE title.
At WrestleMania. Yeah, Soundwave 92, we'll see. I mean...
Soundwave, thank you for the donation. And that's not a bad idea at all. But you know what I would have done? I wouldn't have had Riddle win tonight. I would have had Morrison win. So Miz and Morrison are both champions. If they knew Miz was going to cash in, why would they not have had Morrison? Since Miz had to fight for Morrison to get the spot initially, he failed. And then Morrison won at the pre-show to get into the match. So they could have had both the two of them be champs at the same time. And then, have the one time, if you want to lead that to be your story, now you get Morrison some singles wins. You build him up a bit more, up until Fastlane, and then have him lose the title because Miz runs his mouth. And that could be why they turn on each other and lead into, but I don't know why they would have, pass up that opportunity to give it to Riddle. I hopefully they do something big with Riddle here, but
I'm shocked that Riddle won that. Yeah, I thought even if Bobby Lashley went on to do what he did tonight, I mean, I guess they kind of did it in a way to make you go, oh, now Lashley's got the belt off him, he's going to attack later, and then he does, but you don't see the Miz coming. So I mean, I get maybe that's why they did that. I mean, I'm guessing that. So they just took the belt off Lashley just for the end of tonight. That's kind of weird.
I don't know. Riddle just not floating my boat at this point, and this match wasn't fantastic either. Sadly, it had some decent moments, but I like the finish. The Bro Derek looked really good. Morrison's, was able to take and sell that well, but I don't know. I think I would have just preferred a match without Lashley here, honestly, just because the styles are at such a clash, and with the no DQ involving the crutch, okay, I get what they were going for. So they really tried to make Lashley look like a monster. Mission achieved. They got that done. Good, but you protected him. He loses the belt, but he didn't really lose. There's that story. So now we get to, see dominant Lashley. He was dominant most of the match anyways. And now, we'll see. More than likely, I think we're going to get a triple threat at Mania between Miz, Lashley, and Drew. But
I'm hoping that the triple threat happens at Fastlane, and then we get the regular match at Mania. But you're right.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right. I really just don't like triple threats.
Me too. I hate them. I hate them.
They hardly ever work out well.
And especially not with these guys. It's not like it's Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and Benoit, and they're going to have a good triple threat match. The Miz, Drew, and anybody else probably is not going to be very good. Speaking of Bugs Bunny and Bad Bunny, I thought Bad Bunny did really good tonight on the mic. I enjoyed what he had to say on the mic with that belt. He actually was more believable than a lot of other people. But, my God, he ruined it all with that slap. He was like, it was the worst.
Bad.
I mean,
until then, he was okay.
Yeah, I thought he was all right. And then you just got to slap a guy better. That's all. I get it. He did the turn thing because he didn't know how to.
Because he doesn't want to really hurt him. I get that. But I would. Yeah. You're on TV or pay-per-view or whatever. Hit me.
Yeah, dude. Teach the guy that you can slap with the fingers and make a huge sound and make it look like you did it like a motherfucker. Like
if you cup your hand, it makes a loud sound because of the hollow in between. So
you don't even got to cup your hand. I hate when people cup their hands. I'd say keep your hands open because when you slap them actually like this, then you get the big slap. Boom, and you can smack reverb. Someone. Yeah. You don't. If you cup your hand, you'll get it. You'll actually hurt somebody. But I would go. It's kind of like an open hand. You
mean knockout power.
You keep your fingers limp, and then when you're done, you can smack them across like that, and you can be like, "Bitch," like that, like motherfucker, like come on. But he kind of did it like it was. I
want to blow out their eardrum. That's why you cup the hand.
Yeah. You want to blow someone's eardrum. That's the right move.
Did you just donate to Joe?
Instead, knock him out.
Did you just donate to Joe?
You're on TV. Go for it.
Thank you for the donation. And because you donated, I'm going to fist.
Go ahead and fist
myself in the bunghole.
JCS ASRub tipped $3. Hey, I have a message to one of your donators named JCS Footrub. My JCS ASRub and I would be willing to bet him anything that I can give a better ASRub than he can give foot rubs. Don't get me wrong.
Oh my
foot
God.
rubs are great, but ASRubs are better.
JCS Footrub has been called out by JCS AssRub.
Wow.
This is crazy.
Did you just donate to Joe?
I can't believe
That's
this.
Did you
nuts.
just donate to
You'll
Joe?
be the judge of that, Joe.
Thank you for the donation. And because you donated,
Yeah, I'll be the
I'm
judge.
going to fist myself
Go
in
ahead.
the bunghole.
Ryan Sully, I got something to say to you.
Hackero_13 tipped $1. Isn't Bad Bunny feuding with The Miz? What's the point of making The Miz champion now? We know The Miz is losing the title at Fastlane. Bad Bunny versus The Miz for the title is not WrestleMania worthy. What?
No, you don't get it, Pacharo. Pacharo, it makes perfect sense, dude.
Yeah.
Bad Bunny is going to be in the corner of the other guy, and The Miz is going to have John Morrison in his corner. So now there's equal corners at WrestleMania.
Well, not even if they don't do it that way, they still might. I mean, they might just scrap the Miz idea with Bad Bunny, because Bad Bunny's been holding the 24/7 title now.
Right.
And he's using Damian Priest as his bodyguard.
Yeah, that could be right. That could be it.
So they will do something with the 24/7 title, or
But
they'll do a
dude,
tag match.
I wouldn't put it past him to put the Bad Bunny in the main event now after all the merch and all this buzz he's created.
You know, for one of the nights, sadly, I could see them do it, and because he's so damn he was just.
But
on
again,
SNL.
because Morrison's going to be in the Miz's corner, so now it's Drew versus Morrison versus the Miz, probably Drew versus the Miz, and then Morrison's in his corner. Well, Bad Bunny, maybe Bad Bunny brings his bodyguard with him for Drew,
so him and Damian Priest and,
but I don't get that
Austin.
either. That doesn't make sense. Maybe it's Morrison. Maybe
I think-
Morrison takes on Bad Bunny's guy, and then
Damian Priest. Yeah.
Damian Priest. So maybe Damian Priest versus Morrison, which that could be a good match.
Yeah, that would actually be a great match.
So that could be good.
That's a good match. Both have a bit of lucha style to them as well, so that could be fun. Punishment Martinez. I don't know if they faced off before back then, but I think they did.
Yeah, they
I'd have to search.
I don't know, because he was in ROH at the time, so I'm trying to think if Morrison went through there. I think he was in Impact for something, so yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I think they crossed paths, but any event, still, it would be a good match, I'm sure, and then Bad Bunny would get a chance to shine in there somewhere. He'd jump off a turnbuckle or something.
Nobody said
And
Bad
then,
Bunny's
and
winning
then in
the
the
belt.
middle of the match, they'll have a 24/7 title run-in where they do all the quick spots, because he's still got the 24/7 title. I would like to see Bad Bunny defend the title in an actual match. Do something with R-Truth. I guarantee they could set up a match with a comedy angle with R-Truth that could be short, but an actual match, and it would be fun.
Right.
I bet you if you told R-Truth to produce something comedic but worthwhile, he could do it.
Mhm.
With all the knowledge that man has, I bet you he could make something pretty damn stellar.
No mas, Neo the One, no. Buenas noches, senor. Let's go back to the donos, actually. Let's see. There's a bunch. There's still a...
Yeah, we got a lot of people chiming in.
Shit bomb!
You become
Is Randy Viper.
a shit bomb.
Miz should have cashed in at Mania. WTF Vince.
That's what
No.
I'm saying. Fans cash in, try there. And then he fails and Drew really gets to celebrate.
You're right.
Fans would go wild. Think about it. Drew wins the title back, or still has the title, gets a successful defense that night after a bloody war with Sheamus, all tore up and beat up himself. Now the Miz
I'm not
cashes
really
in, fans go
interested
nuts.
in even Drew winning title back. He's been champ so long it kinda stale. Who would he feud with? He faced everyone besides Fiend.
Yeah.
That's why they shouldn't have turned Sheamus yet. It's stupid, because they could have set that up perfectly. They've had them be friends for this whole thing. It was such a stupid decision and such a wasteful move.
Oh my God, Alexa's sweet ass. You're alive. Alexa's sweet ass is alive. And I got to say, guys, somebody
Been
in
a
the...
while.
Somebody in the chat just reminded me that Tommy's got that weird stuff going on when it comes to, especially when it comes to teenage girls at the mall. And if you missed it on my Corrupted Nation channel, here it is. Ladies and gentlemen, Tommy, you got that weird stuff.
Got
that weird crust. You got that weird crust. You got that weird stuff down below. Oh, fucking tell me you got that weird stuff. You got that weird stuff down below. Oh, fucking tell me you got that weird stuff. You got
What
that
the-
weird stuff down below. Tell me you got that weird kind of stuff. That weird kind of stuff.
Oh, getting close, getting too close there.
Tell me.
Getting too close to the
I
13-year-old.
know you like to stick pennies in your poopy. Oh, fucking tell me you got that weird stuff. You got that weird stuff down below. Oh, fucking tell me you got that weird stuff. You got that.
God damn it, Joe. Now that's going to be stuck in my head for days, too. Catchy.
We just had to take a break for a second, and you got that weird stuff down below. You got that weird stuff down below. It's going to be a hit song. Pretty sure I've got a hit on my hands, and I appreciate the love and support. Hitting that like button down below. Appreciate that. Shit bomb. Randy Viper in again from New
become-
Zealand.
A shit bomb.
Another donation.
I reckon Morrison versus Miz at Mania now I'd who else.
Morrison versus Miz at Mania.
And then have Drew take on Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, like you ruined my match, so now I'm gonna face you, and then Morrison and Miz.
It
Dude,
just feels like
that's silly, man. I don't know. Like I can't get behind.
well,
No way.
in a way, I get the sentiment behind it because Miz and Morrison have been a team since Morrison came back last year.
Yeah.
He's, before the Rumble last year, he came back and they've been a tag team. They were tag team champions for a while. They made some music videos, hey, hey, ho, ho, all that stuff. The Money in the Bank crap that happened, all the stuff with Otis. And Morrison has supported him for a long time. And now what? That'd be good. That's a story that's been built, so he wants the title for himself. I've never gotten to be the main event of WrestleMania. And I could see that story happening. Problem is that it's at Drew's expense. And Drew doesn't deserve that in my eyes. Drew, I don't know how good the match would be, Miz and Morrison. It could be good. It could be.
Bad Bunny is the special enforcer. He goes full Mike Tyson. But yeah, he probably is just going to have some role at WrestleMania with the 24 belt, like you just said.
He
Probably just be
was
that.
training at the Performance Center. We've heard,
Right.
So we did see him jump off the top rope. That didn't look bad. And
Train him to slap. Train him to slap people.
he's taking it serious, at least. I'll give him that.
That's the thing is I feel like he is trying. That's why I'm not really that mad.
I'm not mad. He's bringing eyes to the product, and I wish all the people that were buying the merch were also watching the show.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Honestly, I wish the SNL audience that was record breaking for his song would turn into wrestling.
Well, that's why it should be. That's why WWE should be like, "Yo, can you debut a new song, or you're gonna be the wrestler's entrance or something? Like get him to perform a song at WrestleMania."
Yeah, having Booker T be your song isn't great because Booker T
he
is
made
a
that
Hall of
song.
Famer.
Well, he made that song, but it's right. I think that was his own thing anyway. Just so
Yeah,
happened.
that was his own thing. It wasn't, intended to be a theme. But I'm saying, now let's see you write something current for some, for
him
somebody
and the
current.
racist Cardi B can host WrestleMania. It'd be great.
They already are in talks with Cardi B to get her involved in
So
some way.
Cardi
shape, or
B
form.
and Bad Bunny host WrestleMania.
I'd have to watch it on mute.
Yeah.
I can't stand Cardi B.
Well, I mean, me neither. She's a cunt, but
All of that chirping and the I can't do it.
I'd like to be able to. It's weird. Like I'm not a violent person. I mean, I sound violent on these shows and things like that, but I'm not, and I don't want anybody to be hurt normally. And I love everybody, and she's a mother and everything. But I would like, it's part of me. It's like, I'd love to like kind of shove her down a flight of stairs. Like it'd be, just give her a shove. Like, and then she goes down the stairs, breaks one of her ankles or something, and then just when those stairs that go really far around and around and around, when you get to the top area you can look down and you're like, wow, you could drop something, it just goes straight down, you see everything, and then like get to the top of the thing, and as she's pulling herself up, like, oh my ankle, I just pee and my urine goes down on top of her, and she slips like the Home Alone actors, and she falls over and then falls again, and then she's hurt again. It'd be amazing. I mean, it'd be so good. And Bad Bunny can take photos of it, and me and Bad Bunny will jump off the roof with those Batman wings from the movies where he glides.
Oh, there you go.
To an escape vehicle. And we did this in China. They'll never prove we did this to Cardi B ever.
Parasail your way down.
And listen, if Chris Brown can get away with beating Rihanna, I think we can get away with just tripping Cardi B a little bit. I think we can get away with it. Seriously.
We could absolutely make this work.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of making it work, you can make it work right now when you go to the best place ever, and you know the place. You know where it is. You know the WWE Network is going away to Peacock. Forget the WWE Network because you love indie wrestling. You love the CZWs and all the crazy wrestling companies all over the place, right? You love watching those things. You love watching the AEW wrestlers used to wrestle there. And you've missed all the appearances by weird people like Ryback.
It's me, Ryback, and I'm in PVW, and now I'm going to yell at people and do stupid shit.
And you want to see all those crazy performances? Well, then you need to go to TitleMatchNetwork.com. Title Match Wrestling presents Title Match Network. Use coupon code Cronin. And remember, when you go there and you use coupon code Cronin at TitleMatchNetwork.com, you can watch a ton of wrestlers, many of them that you've never heard. I promise you that at least 3% of the wrestlers performing on these iPay-per-views are rapists. You go through and listen to it, and I'm not going to say who they are because that'd be legal trouble. But 3% of them at least are like criminals somehow. So go watch the criminals perform on Title Match Wrestling Network. It's unbelievable. Coupon code Cronin, you'll get half off every month. You'll never know what kind of federal criminal you'll see in the ring. It's unbelievable. CZW, are you kidding me? It's full of criminals there. I bet at least 2% of their wrestlers have done something fucked up. So go and watch it. You think New Jack is crazy? Holy shit. Wait till you get a load of these motherfuckers. And half of them have hepatitis C. Okay? And some of them are going to go on to become big popular wrestlers in AEW. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, but it's so great. TitleMatchNetwork.com, coupon code Cronin, half off. And you get to see tons of wrestlers, many of them clean, but some of them do have hepatitis. And they are competing in these matches on iPay-per-view. Unbelievable. Fuck Fight Network. Fuck the Fight app. Go to wrestling. Go to a place that actually has matches, because Fight doesn't have these matches. Only they do. Only Title Match Network has these matches. It's unbelievable. Jake's been there. Jake jerks off to the matches. Thunder Rosa, she's all over it. She's definitely not a criminal. She's very sexy. Thunder Rosa is sexy, but I'm willing to bet she gets in the ring with a lot of molesters. Jake, what do you think?
I'm all about it. I mean, just masturbating furiously to those indie matches. It gets me going. Nothing gets me harder.
Yes, Title Match
Network's ultimate selection of matches. They have something 3,000 plus matches, if not more. It's ridiculous.
It's unbelievable. Look at this catalog. Health, Half No Fury. Like all these women in this match, and probably, like I said, some of these women may be criminals. I don't know. Molesters. I don't know. Not everybody here, but definitely the LOD was, though. There's the old school LOD. They definitely did stuff to people, especially if they weren't white. It's crazy. Go to TitleMatchNetwork.com. Use coupon code Cronin. You'll get thousands of pay-per-views. Oh my God, Bully Ray and Brian Pillman Jr. Look at these people. This is crazy. How have you not signed up for this yet? You're fucking stupid if you haven't. Killer Cross, dude, the stuff he talks about in this behind-the-scenes shoot interview is going to make you wonder how WWE fucking hired him, okay? Cronin, use the coupon code. It's endless. Instead of $9.99, it's half off. These people support the channel, and I'm on there doing commentary. I'm a criminal. We're all there on Title Match WrestlingNetwork.com. Thank you. Jake, what else do you have to say about this abomination tonight?
Yeah, sadly, I mean, we couldn't, because Ric Flair got Lacey Kayfabe pregnant. You know, they threw together a women's tag title match. I don't know why they wouldn't. Maybe they are saving it for WrestleMania, and I didn't hear that correctly, but why not just have the winner of the 2021 Dusty Cup on the women's side have their tag title match tonight? You know, Catanzaro, and I would have seen that happen instead of this thrown together Banks and Belair match. Isn't Belair eventually going to choose Banks? It seems like that's going to be her choice. So them being friendly together, it's really awkward at this point.
What's weird is I think
birth forces, but it doesn't work.
Don't you feel though that actually what's weird is that Sasha will attack her?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that they're going to have Sasha turn heel. It definitely feels that way. It's hard to see Bianca becoming the heel here.
It's almost going to forces Bianca to be like, I guess I have to pick you. I looked up to you, and I thought,
Yeah, it's like, I think Sasha will attack her, saying, "You should have chose me. If you don't think I'm worthy, you're going to choose someone else," and that kind of thing, and attack her and turn heel. I could see that happening.
Yeah,
pretty much. It'll probably happen Friday. Watch.
I'm not Jericho. DJ, what are you talking about? What does Jericho have to do with me? I'm way better than Jericho. Oh, because of the promo and the commercial, I get it. No, Jericho just reads shit. He sucks. No, I love Jericho, but yeah, I think he just basically straight reads his commercials.
Yeah, right off that.
I literally just called 10% of the roster on there like probably federal criminals. Jericho's never done anything like that. Come on.
Yeah, Jennifer's right. The Dusty Cup winners getting their title match would have made too much sense. Absolutely.
-10 out of 10. Miz killed the entire weekend for all of us.
Wow.
FUCK this show on its ass.
Luis Antonio Alejandro, thanks for becoming a $5 shit bum when you donate. Thank you, Luis. Now listen, I just thought tonight was boring. I actually don't mind the Miz thing because it was like the least boring thing that happened all night to me. It's just...
I don't hate it. It was like, oh, I saw this coming. Like, to me, I'm just like, oh.
Well, see, I saw what was gonna happen coming, and this made me. I didn't see it coming as much. I thought I saw the Bobby Lashley attack coming, and then them going off the air, and I was like, okay, that's boring.
Yeah, I didn't think they do the Lashley attack without the Miz follow up. That's why it screamed cash in.
Wow. Okay, so you had this called, so the whole thing was boring to you.
Yeah, that's why I was really upset, and the only thing I didn't think was going to happen was Edge calling Roman out. In a way, I liked it,
but we knew it was going to happen, but just not on Elimination.
I didn't think it would happen tonight, and I know they were trying to make it exciting for the pay-per-view, but I really couldn't help but feel like, wow, that really invalidated everything we just saw, because now Daniel Bryan isn't going to get another shot, more than likely. Maybe he does at Fastlane, but I doubt it, since Roman Reigns is supposed to face Edge at Mania, so that already says Daniel Bryan won't win. So it's just a waste. Daniel Bryan won the Chamber. It's a waste there. If that's the case, you should have had Kevin Owens do it since he already faced Roman. It wouldn't have hurt to have him lose to Roman one more time since he's lost 3 times already. Why give Daniel Bryan this mini push if it's just instantly done with? That's not going to be a triple threat. You know that. It's just going to be Edge and Roman. Right. So I'm excited for that match, no doubt. But I don't know. I hate the way that they gave Daniel Bryan like this big win, and then, oh, by the way, we're going to squash you next, and then it meant nothing.
Right.
It wasn't a good feeling, type moment. So I would have wanted to celebrate Edge finally choosing his opponent, but instead I was just upset for Daniel Bryan.
I guess I wasn't upset because I honestly, I heard the rumors of Cesaro. I laughed at that. And then Daniel, I picked Daniel Bryan to win the Elimination Chamber. But
yeah, we said it was between Owens and Bryan.
Yeah, right. I thought, okay, actually I take that back then. I picked Owens to win. No. Wait.
I thought you had Bryan.
No, I'm confused because I just realized something. I just realized that I didn't realize that I forgot something. I forgot about Edge. So for the last few weeks, I've been talking about, I think Owens is going to face Roman. They had such good chemistry. I forgot all about Edge.
Yeah, that's what everything's being sent up for. So that's why I said I would have liked to have seen Edge wait till at least after Fastlane and had Daniel Bryan get one more chance at the title this Thursday on SmackDown. He says, "You beat me, but that was after an Elimination Chamber. My knee was injured. Face me one more time if you're really the head of the table at Fastlane, and then we'll see who goes to Mania."
Yes.
They have the match, and then Edge says, God, "I'm going to sit ringside commentary, and whoever wins this match, I'll face at Mania in the main event at WrestleMania." So now, not only are you getting the title, but you're getting a main event at WrestleMania. That's huge. That makes Fastlane must see.
Yeah, I'm all fucked up, dude. I keep forgetting what's going on because
now we don't get that.
I forgot the Miz. I forgot the Miz had the Money in the Bank because
I didn't remember who the tag champs were on Raw before. I had to get help because I couldn't remember.
When Miz came out tonight, I was actually shocked because I went, he already lost it. So I forgot that the Miz had already lost it and then got it back because that's so ridiculous that my brain was remembering the loss and I forgot that he had the Money in the Bank. Even though we talked about it days ago.
Yeah.
That's how messed up I am. Like, because I can't follow this shit. But at least the Money in the Bank matters again, kind of. But doesn't. It's like they made the Money in the Bank garbage, and then the guy loses it, gets it back after it's traded off from somebody else. But it's like it should have just been somebody wins Money in the Bank, somebody cashes in and wins. Now the Money in the Bank is back on the back again, after all the killing of it they did with Braun and everything else. But instead, now even though it is cashed in and he goes to Mania or he wins the title, it still doesn't feel 100% right because the guy just. Like, this thing's been hot potatoed around. It's goofy.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Exactly. And yeah, as far as last week goes with NXT, I still stand by our initial, reporting of what we got. Everything seemed logical, so it's not like we stepped out of any, left field to come up with a conclusion of Kyle O'Reilly possibly being injured at that point because they didn't show him being stretchered on TV. Of course they could film it for a later angle.com, YouTube, whatever it may be. And they did. They showed it on WWE's YouTube page the next day or the day after, whichever it was. But still, point is, we didn't see it at that point in time. So it looked like it was something they were trying to not make knowledgeable to the the TV audience at home. And then you see people there live showing Triple H looking concerned. And then, so it seemed legitimate. Certainly seemed like it was something possible anyways. Especially with him having a seizure and having diabetes. But there was no seizure. It was just him selling really well for the accident. So thankfully he's okay. And this just builds up him and Adam Cole's storyline even more.
Yeah, hopefully it works out.
Did you just donate to Joe? Did you just donate to Joe? Thank you for the donation. And because you donated, I'm going to fist myself in the bunghole.
Jesus.
Pacaro_13 tipped $1. Luigi actually per-view sucked lol. I thought complains about the company.
Yeah, that's weird that she would say that, but it's also weird that you'd be watching her. It's kind of bizarre. It's kind of bizarre, Pajaro, that you'd watch that big-nosed New York bimbo, but hey, listen, everybody's weird.
Each their own?
Whatever you do, brother. That's weird.
The most impressive thing I saw tonight was Edge's spear. Where was the running hug? Damn, that took me by surprise. Hope you guys are having a good night.
Yeah, having a pretty good night. I got to go to bed early tonight because I got a lot of work tomorrow. So, it's going to be weird,
Big
man.
day tomorrow.
So I don't know what's going to happen with the shows going forward in the future, but I don't know if Out of Nowhere is going to move or if our review will change. Something's going to probably change during the week. I'll let you guys know when I figure it out. If I, we'll see what happens. But thank you for the donations, baby.
Yeah, let me know.
Yeah, I'll try to let you know, Jake. Colonel Stutters, thanks, brother, for the $3. There's some more coming in, I believe. Let me see. Maybe we might be caught up, though. Daryl Stoltz.
Shit bomb!
In the chat.
You become
Lashley versus
a
Lesnar.
shit bomb.
I'm confused how Jake's live on his channel as Drew.
Because
I used all the excess skin from the weight loss, and I made a second me, and that's what Drew actually is. He's just the excess skin version of myself.
That's gross, bro.
Well, that's why everybody says fish lips. It's
throw up.
actually, that was the leftover thigh skin, like that back piece. That's Drew. It's like Clayface, but we had to put them all together for my leftovers.
Shit bomb!
That's disgusting.
You become a shit bomb.
Joe, have you ever had an In-N-Out burger, hamburger?
No, I've never banged your mother. Never ate your mother's pussy out. No.
Oh my God. I'm sorry, that broke me. Burger. What
Burger.
the fuck was that?
You ever had an In-N-Out burger?
Burger.
Oh my God.
Why do you think D. Welsh has no chin? He's made for my asshole. So, well, what was left of it? But.
Shit bomb!
You become a shit bomb.
Screw Cardi B, have Megan the Stallion instead. Tongue.
Oh my God. Randy
Can't
Viper.
stand her either.
I'd like to see it. Bring it on, Randy Viper. Let's let it happen, brother. Let's let it happen. Yeah, Drew's channel came down because he talked about masks, and they took him down. So he borrowed Jake's channel. Thank you, man, for the donation. Shit bum.
Hey Joe, me and Era's gonna start a wrestling channel. New era is coming and I'm sorry for blowing up Erdms. Please unblock me, Daddy Joe. Such good shit Friday night from my brother Paul.
Bullfrog, thank you, brother. I don't believe you at all, but thank you very much for the $5 and becoming a $5 shit bum.
That was madness. I monetized this though with the point controversy.
There really
Quite
was
the ending.
There really wasn't one. It was just somebody complained and then we started to fight back. That's all that happened.
It was just, but it turned into like this moment.
Oh, yeah,
was
yeah.
hilarious to me. It was
No, that's
very
happened
funny.
before. We've had that same thing happen before. We've had like people.
Yeah, where someone said I
Right.
didn't actually share my points, but yeah.
Yeah, people
Leah though was like, Leah, did you hear that? And she's like, am I getting points?
Yeah,
it was great.
She don't care.
Become a shit bum.
JCS Foot Rub, thank you for the $5. Yeah, I would say every like 20 or 30 shows, like there'll be one night where like it's weird or something, and people think that there's like certain people are like, oh, you're donating to yourself. I'm like, what? Why? Like, why would I? Why would I do
why
that?
lose money?
Why would I care that somebody's the virtual champion? Like, by the way, Leah is the queen of the week. Everybody.
Yep, she's
Just
the
so you
queen of
know.
the wheel.
She's the
I
queen.
need our own shitty in Philly, gritty, yo, this whole city, we're gritty, yo, we might eat our own shitty, yeah, eat our own shitty, in the city of Philly we eat shitty, we're gritty as can be, we can survive off our motherfucking own PCs, in Philly, we're gritty, in Philly, we're gritty, this whole city, we'll eat our own shitty, in Philly, that's why our mascot looks like a...
I feel Miz made deal with MVP to allow Lashley first title shot. Lashley wins belt setting triple threat at Mania. Miz Drew Bobby. Also fuck serial podcasts.
Fuck serial podcasts. Toucan, son of Sam, serial killer.
I love the name. Oh, what a reference.
Ocho. He listens to Corrupted and monetize this. By the way,
Hell yeah.
Corrupted audio will be up in a little while, guys, for anybody who wanted the Corrupted podcast audio.
Oh yeah, 2 people actually asked me, so good thing you mentioned that. I forgot to address that.
It will be up, just a little bit. When we get done here, I'll get it up on patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. And thanks to Severin, who became a $5 patron and puts us back over the 301 patron mark, or 302 patrons. So thank you guys for joining us on Patreon last night. Had a lot of fun. And I think we're caught up in the donos. Okay, so yeah, I'm giving tonight a 3 out of 10. I don't know what you want to give it, but
I'm conflicted because like I genuinely enjoyed the first match. I hate that they made it feel so just irrelevant, but the story they told was fun with the camera crew that follows Sami Zayn for all the controversies that he's trying to prove that are actually existing, and the conspiracy theories. They got kicked out, so that was a conspiracy. And I like how he wanted to close his pod, didn't realize it opened on the other side. You know, that comedy was good. Him and Kevin Owens, that comedy, that was funny. It wasn't zany, crazy, hitting people with potatoes kind of stuff. I appreciated what they went for. So a lot of the spots look really good. King Corbin made Cesaro look like $1 million, I thought, as well, so that's good. But the rest of the night was terrible. I didn't like the triple threat. The women's tag match was super sloppy, and the chamber was just slow and boring and predictable. So Miz being champion, maybe they'll surprise us tomorrow and have some cool plan with it, but 4.5.
yeah, it wasn't very good. It was below a 5 for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I guess I'm glad Drew kicked out once, so that gave it a half point for me. I'm a proponent of Drew's. I like him. I want to see him succeed and do well. I like what he's done, and I know he could be better. That's the thing. I know he can give us more. He's passionate on the mic. I really like the promo he gave the other day, how he was so emblazoned and just pissed off. That was a cool side of him. He can get gritty, and he could be serious, and he could be funny, and he could be, friendly and chummy with the guys. Like I like so far what they've given us. He just hasn't had great people to work with. He needs some really big heels, and no one's able to fill those shoes.
Speaking of filling shoes, I want to thank the people that filled up the Patreon again, and we got them right here. We got Eric, who became a $5 patron. Chris Kowalski. Skittles became a producer of the Joe Cronin Show at the $25 producer spot. And Inspector Todd went up to the from $2 to $10 VIP. Thanks to Inspector Todd, always getting wet And if you want to get the gritty song, whoever asked that, I forget who it was now that asked that in the chat, but Jerome Spicer did. I think you can get it on Patreon.
You can definitely get it in full on Patreon.
Is it gritty or gritty? I don't remember what
Gritty, Gritty. I'm pretty sure.
Maybe I didn't put it up on Patreon.
It was there because I had gotten it at one point.
Really?
Ages ago.
Let me look it up. I'll look it up to see, because if it's not there, I'll get it up there.
Definitely, because that's always requested.
Yeah, because the full version is I thought up there.
Gordon makes a great point as well. You know, why the fuck do you put Drew over Goldberg, of everybody, Goldberg, and then have this happen to him? That's kind of my point too. It just doesn't feel right. Yeah. Drew does all this work, and I know they want him to win the title in front of fans, but it just feels, again, like such a slap in the face. Thanks for all your hard work, Drew. You're going to drop the title twice. First to Orton after a crappy Hell in a Cell match, and now to The Miz after, you know, a whole Elimination Chamber, followed by a beatdown, followed by a cash-in. I mean, granted, they at least protected him along the way, no doubt. At least they still, you know, see something in him, so I can't complain fully, but it does feel like a slap in the face to his title reign.
Right. Yeah, it's a little bit sad.
And the thing was with this pay-per-view, I mean, it was quick, thankfully. It was, you know, done and over with. There wasn't much to it. So some people were looking forward to the Asuka match. They advertised Keith Lee being in the triple threat all night up until the show started, basically, with the kickoff. And then they advertised the Asuka match against Lacey Evans on WWE.com as well. They didn't take that off till last second.
Really?
So, yeah, they continually advertise both of these matches.
Huh. I wonder
Keith
why they
Lee,
did that.
you know, obviously is dealing with COVID situation. He had it, so did his wife or girlfriend, Mia Yim. I don't remember if they're married or not.
They just got engaged.
Okay, so they're engaged. That's what it was. And now she, I guess, poor thing, is still dealing with bad symptoms, so he had to quarantine.
Whoa. Really?
Yeah, so. You have to go to the songs folder. You do not have the song as a single download. Okay, that's what it is. Thank you, Seth Negan.
What? He found it?
Yep, he said to download the gritty song, you have to go to the songs folder. You do not have the song as a single download.
Oh, so it's in that big folder, the Dropbox folder?
It's in that songs folder. I knew it was there somewhere because I
right.
used a clip of it for the charity stream.
All right, I'm going to put it up right now as a full song.
Because then you sang that, and then you sang the Area 51 donation live and something else.
Let me see if this is it.
A turkey donation.
Oh, here it is.
Here we go.
I got it for you.
Yo.
Yo.
This is Philly in this city. We so gritty in this city. Yeah, we so gritty in this city. In Philly, yo, we might eat our own shitty in this city. We're so gritty in Philly. Yeah, gritty in Philly. We might eat our own shitty in Philly.
Oh, got cut off. Hold on, let me get it back.
Philly, we might eat our own shitty in Philly. We're gritty, yo, this whole city, we're gritty, yo, we might eat our own shitty. Yeah, eat our own shitty. In the city of Philly, we eat shitty. We're gritty as can be. We can survive off our motherfucking own feces. In Philly, we're gritty. In Philly, we're gritty. This whole city, we'll eat our own shitty. In Philly, that's why our mascot looks like a crazy ass fuck turd. What the fuck is up in Philly? Yo, we're gritty. In Philly, the city, we'll eat our own shitty. We'll eat our own fecal matter off the street. Yo, Tom Brady, how it feel to get fucking beat. Yo, Philly, we're gritty in this city. In Philly, we're gritty. We'll eat our own shitty. In Philly, we're gritty. We'll eat our own shitty. In Philly, nobody is fucking with our city. Gritty.
Boom. There it is. So, Philly, the full Philly gritty song up on Patreon now. Thanks, Sith Negan, for digging that out, by the way, because you telling me where it was actually made me find it, so I was able to download
Speaking
it.
of Sith Negan, yeah, crazy ass fucktard. I love that line. He said this is what he thinks is going to happen, and he might be on to something at least interesting. He said The Miz will lose the world title to Bobby Lashley tomorrow night on Raw.
Ooh.
setting up Bobby Lashley versus Drew for the title at Fastlane. Brock Lesnar will return and lay out both guys with F5s. That sets up a triple threat match, Bobby Lashley versus Lesnar versus Drew, with McIntyre winning the title back for a third time in front of fans at Mania. I don't know if I'd want to see a triple threat with Lesnar and Lashley.
Lesnar.
If they want to bring Lesnar back, have him and Lashley have a match. That could be great.
The only reason why I like that is because the element of car wreck in that match interests me a little bit.
You become,
you know what I mean?
A shit bomb.
Joe, stop with the fake donors.
Stop with the fake donors.
No, I get what you're saying. Just like Goldberg and Lesnar's match at Mania, what was it, 33? Where they had their car crash of a match. It was like 5 or 6 minutes, but just explosive the whole time. I think, yeah.
Just make it...
crashing through barricades and tables and weapons and shit, yeah.
Double Claymore to win. He hits the double Claymore. They're both getting up.
It could be funny, you know.
I don't think they're going to get Lesnar, though. I really don't think that's
I don't think Lesnar's coming back. I'm still not sold on that. We heard that there was a bidding war between him, you know, for AEW and WWE, but never heard anything legitimate about that. So.
You become a shit bomb.
DF Sports.
Miz does whatever WWE gives him. Glad he's champ.
Well, that's the flip side to this DF Sports. Even though the Miz sometimes bores me a lot and I roll my eyes, you know, I do appreciate that this guy does everything and anything. The guy, one thing you can't say is that the guy kind of deserves like some love here. I mean, the guy gets shit on. He has to do everything they say. He does so much for the company. I mean, that's the one side of this that does make me happy a little bit in the back of my head, is that like at least this guy gets something, you know, because I'm just bored by him.
You become
That's all.
A shit bomb.
But the guy's an awesome worker.
Miz can work if they don't give him trash.
DF, thank you, man. And by worker, I don't mean like in the ring. I don't think he's the best in the ring. I don't think he's the best. He's just a solid WWE style in the ring guy. He's just solid. You know, he's a solid
He's
guy.
safe. You need him to cut a good promo, you'll get a good promo. You need him to be a good heel, he'll be a good heel.
Yeah.
He's just never great. And any chance he's had to be great, the company's held him back.
I just
when him
don't.
and Daniel Bryan had their feud, that was a great chance. They never let that go to the next level.
You're
when
right.
he was feuding with Shane, they made him lose multiple times to Shane McMahon. You know, when he had the title with Cena and everything, he lost, you know, and eventually.
Well, because
he
he's a
wins
good...
Mania due to The Rock. You know, The Rock had to save him. So, again, he looks like shit. It just... they never gave him that real chance.
He's just a shit-eating heel guy who does a good job at kind of making the good guy look good, you know, especially when the good guy's a bit weak or when things are a bit stale. You know, so it's like that's one of those things like I really appreciate Miz for what his versatility in wrestling. I think he is one of the like, this isn't bad. He's a 7 out of 10. Like, he's a great 7 out of 10. But the thing is, he does a lot of things at a 7 out of 10, which is really good. On the mic, he's a 7. On a mic in real life, he's better than a 7. But on TV, he never gets allowed to be the 8 that I've seen him be. I've seen him be an 8 off air. But on air, he's a 7.
He's had a couple of promos that have been really, really stellar, like, you know, out of the park stellar, but they're very few and far between. He had one that he cut when Cena and Roman were in the ring. He had his Miztourage with him, and he literally, the crowd turned on the faces, and they loved the Miz at this point. Because he tore Roman and Cena apart, saying how they were handed everything, and it was a great, like, stellar promo. That's one of the ones that stand out. That, and then, of course, the one he did on Talking Smack with Daniel Bryan was really good.
Someone asked in the chat one of my predictions with Edge and Roman. The prediction with Edge and Roman is that Edge will lose, putting over Roman, and Drew McIntyre faced Brock Lesnar first last year at WrestleMania, I believe. So the first match of the night of WrestleMania last year was Drew and Brock. And right,
wasn't it? I
wasn't it
remember.
first the first match, or was it the last? Wasn't it the first match, the opening match?
I thought it was the last match of.
Oh, it was the last match of the first night.
The second night. The first night was the Boneyard.
Oh, first night was Boneyard. It was the second night then.
I'm pretty sure it was something because I know
You're right.
they did
Charlotte,
after the match.
Charlotte was the first
They had
match.
the Big Show challenge him, so that's
You're right.
what I'm
I'm fucking crazy. You're right. That's the second night. Okay, so
no, because I think it was the year before Lesnar opened up with Seth.
That's what I'm thinking of. Is the year before
You
Seth and
become
Lesnar.
a shitball.
You're right. So that throws my thing out the window.
Go watch Miz promo for JJ Watt to come to Cleveland. Fantastic.
DF Sports, thanks for the $4.99. Oh yeah, dude. Listen, I like Miz's promos when he's cutting a real promo, and not fully scripted, by WWE. Because Miz is that's my point. Is Miz can cut a freestyle promo on his own, do okay. Miz can cut a promo that they wrote and scripted to hell for him, right? So that's the thing, is he can riff on his own and he can memorize a script. Like me, if you gave me a script to memorize, I couldn't do it like The Miz. The Miz is too good at being able to memorize the script. But I can freestyle.
I would memorize some of it, but then I'd panic, I'm sure.
I'd freak out. I'd just start freestyling. I'd be like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm just going to go into it. And I'd be fired.
To remember everything.
But that's why
that's
why I'm putting The Miz
was
over.
the main event of the second night. So I wasn't crazy for once.
Okay, so the point of that is then, the point goes out the window. I was going to say that, well, then you put Drew in the main event this year, and then, Roman starts earlier, and so Roman beats Edge, and then Drew gets to end the night as the champion. But since they already did that, I don't know if that's what will happen now. But I'm not sure. But I do think Edge loses to Roman. It's Triple H versus Cena, WrestleMania 22 all over again. Roman is Cena, Edge is Triple H.
I'm not so sure though. I see what you're saying. I'm not doubting you. You'll probably be right. But I don't know. I mean, originally we heard that their very first plans was going to be to give Edge a belt. It just seems like this is a great opportunity to make him a champion at WrestleMania, the title he never lost, and then have Roman go back against it and keep their feud going. Could be good.
Yeah, it could
but do we want to see Roman lose yet? I don't. So it's a very big predicament. And it's also, you have to be very careful here with how you handle Edge. If he loses, what do you do with him afterwards? And you can't just keep making him lose. You got to make him feel special. So can't bring him out every week like they did with Sting if you're not going to do something with him.
Bomb!
You become a shitbomb.
Problem is he can be great, but what matters is how he is booked, and he's been booked as a comedy mid-card. I can't take Miz seriously.
I can't take Miz seriously. Hamp Connell, thanks for the $4.99. I get some people saying that about Miz. I understand that.
Yeah.
But I just think he's a solid guy. It's just that, right now we're in a down period. And when you're in a down period, I guess he's a guy you can go to, for something.
Yeah, it's just down periods come with both, because you could sometimes find new stars to rely on that you didn't get to utilize before, or you go back to the well that you're used to, and that leads to more stagnation. So Welsh said, what if Miz loses to McIntyre at Fastlane? So he drops the title at Fastlane, and Miz says that Morrison distracted him. So now he's mad at Morrison, and they end up fighting at Mania. So we still get that feud. I wouldn't break them up if there really isn't a purpose to it. Like if Morrison was the U.S. champ and Miz loses the WWE title, so he's jealous of Morrison and then he wants his title, I could see that happening. But I would want a real legit reason to break them up. I wouldn't want to do it just because you want to have them face off at Mania. We have enough teams that broke up already for no reason.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's unbelievable that they break so many teams up, and then they got lost. And you got like Big E, who's we don't know, and then the New Day carrying on with the two members, but then there's injuries. And didn't something happen to Big E earlier too? So there's some kind of news on Big E today. Do you know what I'm talking about?
With him being kayfabe injured last I saw.
Maybe he
from
got
SmackDown.
Yeah, maybe it's just that he's faking. He's kayfabed. I don't know. I don't know if it's real or. I thought I heard that he might have hurt.
He can't wrestle at Elimination Chamber because of a brachial plexus injury he suffered due to Apollo Crews turning heel and beating the snot out of him with the steel steps the other night on SmackDown. So it's all work. It's all work. Paul Heyman tried to get answers from him. He wouldn't join the Hurt Business, but he might join Heyman.
What's good, boys? Got to have a few to enjoy these PPV shows, but as always, keep up the good work.
Hell yeah.
Hey, man. Swelly. Thank you very much for the $10, brother. Yeah, you got to have a couple of beers, no doubt, man. You got to have. I mean,
just do me a favor, drink one for me, please.
I couldn't drink tonight because I was worried tomorrow getting up at 6 a.m. that I'll be like dehydrated or something. So I just drank a coffee, But I was. You're right. When you have a couple of beers, man, and you put this on the big screen, it makes it a lot better. It really does. I mean, remember when I was at SmackDown and I was loaded? Dude, I looked like I was having a blast. And I was having a blast. Thank you, Road Dogg. I love you. It's too bad
Bobby
you left
Lashley
Twitter.
just tweeted out business, so I guess we know his stance.
Right. Yeah, he's coming for that shit. I mean, he lost his United States Championship. He means business.
Yeah.
But what will they do with him? How will they utilize all these players going into WrestleMania? So there is that interesting element.
One at a time. Just one at a time. Hedge your bets. Let either I don't know. I hate being on the spot with some of these things. Like, what's better? Have Bobby Lashley beat the Miz at Fastlane and go into WrestleMania as the champion to drop it to Drew? I feel like that's more insulting. But is that worse than Drew being the champion and taking it and beating Bobby Lashley at Mania? Like, no matter what, I feel like Drew's going to win. So what's better? Lashley dropping the title, or just not being involved at all, or just not being the champion? I'm not sure what the best outcome for Lashley is here.
Unfortunately, I don't really know. I just know that if he does what Seth Negan said, then that's great. If Lashley destroys the Miz, wins the title, and then goes on to WrestleMania.
But is it better if he loses the title at Mania to Drew?
No, I think it's I think it's better. I think any situation that makes Bobby Lashley in the main event at WrestleMania is a win for him, even if he loses, because that means
that's a better mindset than him not being involved at all. That's what I.
Oh yeah, because that him not being involved says they bailed on him, or they got I don't know.
Well, that's because I could see people saying like, "Oh, I can't believe they're having him there. They're racist for having him lose," and I could see the arguments. But then if he's not involved at all, it's the same argument. So
nobody's after Kofi's run and some of the other things that have been going on, Bianca Belair and stuff like that, people that bring that up now are fucking retarded. Like,
I know they're ridiculous. Their argument has no merit. I'm just saying I could see people go ahead and say that way.
Yeah, but you know what? Bobby Lashley is pretty boring. Just everybody is.
He's decent in the ring, and when they treat him like an actual shoot fighter, he gets exciting.
Yes. When he
starts like a real threat.
Yeah, when they start treating Lashley like he's Lesnar, it gets exciting a little bit. You're right about that. I agree.
Yeah,
but
when they treat him like an actual
when they treat him like a
Lesnar.
When they give him 50-50 booking, or like little push, now he can lose though. Little push now, that ruins him completely because he has
the worst thing was everything they did with him and Rusev and Lana. They cucked him out to Lana for a while, and then made her look ridiculous and him look ridiculous as well, and then Rusev looked even worse. That whole thing was just a nightmare.
Well, and Bobby Lashley...
it was a rating success. No, the ratings were shit. It was a YouTube view success because people in India watched it 100 times over.
Bobby Lashley has the personality of a foot usually, too, so... But I think all these guys are like that.
He's blessed right now for having a great mouthpiece in MVP. MVP was stellar tonight. One of my favorite things from tonight, and I will tell you this, I really enjoyed. One, the commentary wasn't as bad as it usually is. Corey Graves in the very beginning was really trying to sell the chamber, and he had a few points where he was trying to like really surmise why a move is so devastating, or like it felt a bit old school in a sense. And I was like, oh, this is nice to hear again, and explain why that's deadly or why that's effective or why that's such a bad situation for Owens to be in. It was just a bit more of a contextual explanation, so it made the match feel a bit more important. One, and two, I really like, if you have to find a silver lining to there not being an audience live, I like the fact that we can hear the wrestlers communicate with each other most times, and they've gotten much better at being aware about that, and they start attacking each other verbally and berating each other, and they've gotten into keeping their acting going throughout the whole match, not just on promos as well. So it's been noticeable. Like Kevin Owens was screaming at both of them, you talk too much and stuff like that, and just the little quips and bully moments that add to the moments of match. I like those. You wouldn't have been able to hear it had there been tons of fans, though.
Yeah, I haven't banned anybody, D. But you might get banned in a minute because everything you say is just dumb shit. So, I mean, I might ban you in a minute because everything you type is about me banning or me saying something. No one's talking about what you're talking about. You're just being a fag, so stop it.
Damn straight.
I don't think I have anything else to say about this show, man. It was...
Yeah, that's it. You gave it a 3. I gave it a 4.5. WrestleMania is still April 10th and 11th, planning on 30,000 fans live. You know, that's basically what we're seeing at this point. We don't know when tickets are going to be announced to be on sale, but hopefully soon.
There's going to be, 15,000 on each night. They're still saying...
No, 30,000 each night.
What? They raised it?
30,000. The talks as of today, Dave Meltzer said that they're looking to bring 30,000 fans into Raymond James Stadium for both nights. 30,000 each night. Because the capacity is 65,890. So that's half capacity, so they could do it.
Damn. It's on in Florida. It is on, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Super spreader event, WrestleMania. Notice we haven't heard anything about the Super Bowl super spreader event?
No, we haven't. But they're so worried about WrestleMania being a super spreader because it's 2 nights, so people are getting, to stay over instead of like Super Bowl being 1 night. They're worried about people staying longer, and they don't know if they're even going to do any type of access show at all.
Do you think if Trump was president, the Super Bowl would have been a super spreader event? If Trump was president, do you think they would have said
probably? Yeah, the media would have blown it up because I mean, look at Sturgis. That turned.
Yeah, why is there no? What happened? What happened? That went away. There's no more. That doesn't happen anymore now, I guess.
There still are those events, but
like when I feel like when all these people came together before, it was like, oh my God, it's a super spreader. Now it's like that doesn't. Oh, what?
Yeah, COVID's over. You know that. Come on.
So confused. I mean, now we're already on to like Texas freezing, so I don't understand.
Super Bowl had 24,000 fans at the event, so
maybe
WWE wants to beat that number. They want to be the first to have the largest amount so far.
Maybe I should look up Florida. I guess the Florida numbers are going down, so they're like, oh, that's. I mean, I don't know.
They have gone down a little bit. It was said in one of the articles, but I didn't look myself, so I don't trust the wrestling reports.
Way down. It's way down. Look at this. They're saying 7,000 cases a day in Florida. It used to be 10,000.
I mean, that's still not great.
No, that's not. But yeah, they're on their way down though, back down to 1,000.
But at least it's going down.
So, but I'm surprised. Super Bowl, I guess, so they didn't spread it. Now it doesn't spread anymore, I guess. I guess it doesn't spread, or everybody's already got it.
All the vaccinations are starting to make a difference.
I'm confused.
Hey, you know how it goes.
Well, you know something, dude?
All right, let me play this dono here. Boom.
Just donate to Joe?
Colonel Santos.
Did you just donate to Joe? Thank you for the donation. And because you donated, I'm going to feast myself in the bunghole.
Colonel Santos tipped $3. I hope Sasha Banks uses Bianca Belair's spooky vinegar hair and hangs her at Mania just like how they do in Black Mountain. I'm worried chicken and watermelon will go extinct by vinegar. AJ hasn't given the crown to Shell. Why you what really do that?
Colonel Santos is looking for that ban on the donations. He may get banned on the donations, man. I don't know.
The Miz is on Instagram taunting all the fans, so at least that's funny.
That is kind of funny, yeah. Maybe
he's acting like a crybaby. He's like, "Oh, I'm the champion again." And he starts yelling. He's like, "Get over it!" And
everybody go on Twitter tonight and attack Miz on Twitter and say Joe Cronin sent you. Everybody go after Miz tonight and say Joe Cronin show on YouTube is better than the Miz. And
make sure you word yourself properly. Don't attack him. Send him creative inspiration.
Okay, yeah, well, whatever. But make sure he knows.
Looking out for you.
And then I'm going to copy and paste all of the fun interactions you guys have with the Miz. So I'll be watching all night.
Tomorrow night on the Raw review.
We'll report on it tomorrow. Yep. If anybody who gets a reaction of the Miz will get featured on the Raw review tomorrow night. Okay. Keep it clean. Keep it nice. But tell him he sucks. It'll be a lot of fun. Look at that big mouth open. The Miz is the WWE World Heavyweight Champion as he cashes in with Money in the Bank. And the people on the WWE Universe Thunderdome TVs behind him are mortified. Some people starting to drink alcohol visibly in the background. Others making the kill gesture, which was crazy. And The Miz has done it, man. The Miz and Morrison. They're getting a pay raise.
We should be celebrating Riddle's first, main roster title victory as well, but it doesn't feel important. Somehow him, just getting this win over Morrison didn't feel special. He's a winner by proxy because of the triple threat, so it just didn't feel like this big momentous occasion for him to walk away. This is my first title. Hopefully he has a good reign where he defends the title and makes it relevant again, but...
Man, I hate that belt.
It was fun when Cena had it, I'll tell you that much.
Well... Shit bomb! That was a little better.
You
because the belt spun.
A shit bomb.
Oh, no, the U.S. title.
Oh, I meant the
Guys,
WWE.
research the COVID-19 tests. They are 95% false positive. A lot to explain, but give it a shot. Dr. Carey Mullis, the inventor, explains it.
Kurt, 1988, thanks for the donation, man. I'm a little bit older, in 84.
They say if it comes out positive, you might not have it, but if you're negative, you definitely don't have it, I guess is the case.
Right, okay, so positive might not be true, but negative is 100% true usually?
That's what I've heard, read, as close to certain as they can be. Yeah, I was saying the U.S. title, I think the best point was when Cena had it, recent times. Back in 2015, 16?
I think I haven't liked the WWE title since the blue big one after the Eagle belt that we love. I like those two, and after
the WWE title hasn't been great since around then, that's for sure.
Yeah, I don't
Once it got to the spinner title, I hated that thing, and it took years to get rid of that. So.
Yeah.
And but I liked when Cena had the U.S. title. He did the open challenges, and that was some of his best work, too. That was always at least a fun thing to look forward to on Monday nights.
Yeah, if I look at...
It's sad that I miss Cena being there. Yeah, his first U.S. title also spun. That is true, Joseph Ross. The very first one that he had, he made a spinner U.S. title. That one was ass, too.
Yeah, see,
I would... flag that spun. That thing was just so douchey looking.
The only one of these that I like are the original winged eagle belt, obviously down here. That's obviously my favorite. I mean, that's the belt I grew up watching until WrestleMania 15. And
my favorite's bottom left, that one.
Yeah, this one is also a favorite because it was...
That one's my favorite.
But these other ones I don't like. I don't like any of the other ones. I mean,
I was thinking about getting my favorite one tattooed, actually, into this mural that I have on my leg.
Yeah.
I was tempted to get it, but...
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I love that look of that belt so much. It's just something that stands out to me.
I guess the spinner belt, to be honest, now that I think about it, if I had to pick of the four that I don't like of these four, I probably would pick the spinner belt. Because it kind of has character in a way and bling on it. Whereas I don't know, some kind of gaudy feeling to it that it moves and it's got the way it looks. Whereas the other ones they look like rings. And the world title belt that Lesnar had, that black one, the undisputed one.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like a nice belt, but it just looks too inverted. The belt doesn't pop off enough. It's too flat.
Yeah, the undisputed title was not bad, but...
It's all right, yeah. It's just I
didn't hate that one, but
they should have made that middle blue.
Unveiled it. I was so against the spinner title that I liked it a lot, and then I just couldn't stand the block lettering for the world champion on that second to last one there, the top right.
Well, they should have made.
They had a different font for champion.
They should have made it blue. They should have made the world blue again.
Oh, and that one, yeah,
on this one, yeah.
I was talking about the one above that.
Yeah, that
the
one.
The block lettering for the word champion. I never cared for that underneath.
Yeah, that doesn't. It looks like it's missing something.
Yes.
Actually, what I would do is, I'd almost say make this background silver, and then have the red swish across still. And, this looks really weird, this bedazzling. Keep it bedazzled this way, but make the background silver, and then make the red stripe across the bottom. Or a dark red stripe that doesn't look so red. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Then it
like
might,
currently one of the standouts, like NXT has some great titles. I really like their cruiserweight title. That's the purple looks great with that. The way they have the recreation of it, and the NXT UK title is really nice as well. A lot of the more modern belts. AEW has a great world championship. I like theirs a lot.
Yeah, and I mean
the all gold look is nice.
The big one that you like and the one that I kind of like is great, but it was only the belt for like three years or less.
Yeah, it was not long.
But the Winged Eagle belt, the original one, which by the way, that belt would have looked better on Hogan because that belt was bigger. Hogan had to wear the old Winged Eagle belt, but the Winged Eagle belt was around since WrestleMania, like I think WrestleMania 2 to WrestleMania 14. So this belt was the WWE title for about 13 or 14 years.
Yeah.
And that's why I love
definitely
it.
the 14s.
But look at how small it looks on Hogan,
Yeah, the next one would have been better, absolutely. It was a bigger belt. And
they should have upgraded it a long time before that, because even this one, that Hogan wore, and I think this is the same design that Orndorff and maybe even Bob Backlund wore. And this is before, this was probably 1983 or 82. And no, this was 1984 to 1988, I guess.
Okay.
So, I don't know.
That makes sense.
I thought it was 19.
And then 88 all the way to 98 or 99, technically.
Yeah, till 1999 is when they brought out the bigger version of the Eagle belt.
Okay. So, yeah, and then it was, 2002? 3 years later?
2002 for the Undisputed.
And then 2006?
Yep, 2006 for the spinner belt.
Okay.
2005 or 6. I don't actually know now that I think about it.
And then it was 2012 for the
weird ring-looking one.
Yeah, and then 2015 for the other.
Yep.
All right.
So we're 6 years into the WWE logo belt.
Now, if I was playing a trivia game, I would have not known any of that.
Probably me too.
Every time even if there's nothing on the line, my brain shuts down. Terrible.
This is my favorite, though. I gotta say, the Winged Eagle belt here.
Yeah,
that's my
I
favorite.
understand why that's your favorite. Because it just something about seeing Austin dragging, that big Winged Eagle behind him.
Yeah.
Even when he had the one before it, I liked it, but that bigger belt and him just walking, and like almost like a caveman, like dragging it, like this is my prized possession.
Yeah.
But no one's gonna take this from me. It just stood out, and I'm like, damn, I want that belt.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like, I want to own a copy of that belt and wrestle at home and be a goof kid with it. No, I wanted that title. I wanted to be the champion. I wanted that belt specifically. Like, if I could have been a wrestler right then and there, that was it. In my kid mind, I'm like, I could whoop Austin's ass. Let's do this.
The other thing about the Eagle belt is it just had so much legacy behind it. So with Austin having it, it was awesome. But then you're right.
This was obvious, like Serial Dude said. Miz was talking to MVP and made deal Lashley will help him if he can get first title shot. Lashley can dispose of him easy and he can be out of picture. Drew/Lash at Mania with Lash looking strong going in.
It's a good point. Yeah. Diverse. It's a good point. And I think, I think it might be true, but that's why I like what happened tonight in a way. I like it a little bit is because I find it interesting that there's still something to solve here getting to Mania.
That's where my 0.5 there also came from, because, they got 3 separate 0.5s for me that brought it up from a 3 where I would have been with you. At least there's something to look forward to Raw with. Right. And the sad part is if they do something really great with this story on Raw, it can actually bump this score up another, 0.5 realistically. They have potential here to turn this story into something more. So at least there's potential there. At least there's some desire to turn into Raw and find out what's going to happen. I'm just praying they don't drop the ball with this yet again. I doubt it, but it's not looking good.
It's just not looking the most. It's not the most interesting Mania main event type of thing. It's
certainly not.
There's no fans. There's no fans to help.
It feels rushed.
You're right. You're right.
The Edge thing makes sense, but even that is still like a Band-Aid moment. But realistically, I almost wish they had Edge choose Drew, because there's so many people on SmackDown that can go. Daniel Bryan was a perfect setup for this title tonight. He really was. Face Daniel Bryan, heel Roman Reigns. the last time we saw Daniel Bryan in the title picture, he was the heel champ at WrestleMania. So now he's the face. He wants to win the title back. That would be a great story. And he got destroyed tonight, but only because of him being so beat up in the chamber and the knee injury. But he was able to win the chamber. It was a hell of a victory for him. They had momentum with the fans. Like, I feel like that's such a waste for Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
So I could have seen Edge take on Drew and Daniel Bryan take on Roman. I think that would have been a little more exciting on both sides.
Say that again. Daniel take on who?
Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns, and then Edge take on Drew. I think that would have been personally more exciting.
I think the problem is, unfortunately, that, like you said, is that what happens is Drew ends up getting left out. Like you said, that would have been at least I think that would have been made 2 matches work pretty good, whereas right now I think Edge and Roman is awesome, but Drew is left with
kind of the scraps.
Nothing,
exactly.
Yeah. So that's the problem. Is okay, I think Edge and Roman is elevated. I think Edge and Drew is not what you want to do, having 2 faces like that face each other. But you could have done that like you just said, and then have Daniel Bryan and Roman, and that would have made both matches elevated a bit, but it would have been, just wouldn't have been as good as far make as much sense for them.
And no matter what, thankfully there will be a crowd at Mania, at least tentatively. But
right.
Like Mr. E just said, and so many others, we need fans back. Wrestling doesn't work without an audience. The Thunderdome doesn't cut it. It's not working. They even turned Otis heel on SmackDown the other day. And in what could have happened to turn Otis heel? It made no sense at all. Him working with Chad Gable, who's now barking at him and like he's heel now as well, making Otis. The whole thing is ridiculous.
Tucker and Otis will be released in T-minus 1.5 years.
I said 6 months from now.
They're done because
I say 3 months for Tucker, 6 months for Otis, unless the fans really get back into Otis and he finds, but he's heel, so I don't. Yeah, there's probably no way. He's screwed. They took away his briefcase. They took away his girlfriend. Mandy, is gone. She doesn't talk about him anymore. They don't even flirt on Twitter or nothing. Like, it's done for. So he's screwed.
They're done with. I agree that they're done, man. They're Enzo and Cass, but Enzo and Cass had a better run at first. But
yeah,
why are these guys around? So goodbye, Otis. It was nice knowing you, and everybody else. I think we're done, Jake. We'll see him tomorrow for the Raw review tomorrow night.
Yes, indeed.
Everybody. Thank you guys for being here tonight. Hope you leave a like on the way out and subscribe if you're new. Content coming all week. Daily wrestling content plus me and Jake. The Jake and Joe podcast up on Patreon this week. More stuff coming this week. And tomorrow night's the Monday Night Raw review. Off the Rails, free episode 22 on Corrupted Nation right now. Check out Jake's channel to continue the night. Drew's live on Jake's channel tonight because he got a strike. So if you're looking for Drew, he's on Jake's channel. Countdown ended, not on Gatekeeper Drew's Derail channel. Tomorrow, I don't know. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll see what happens on Raw. Probably put us to bed. You guys want to support the channel, support what we do, patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show for over 30 hours, about 30 hours, 20 to 30 hours, we'll have to say now, 20 to 30 hours of content a month on Patreon. Go check it out. Thanks to the people that are patrons. $25 producers. We have 30 of you. Thank you especially to those people. And we have 301 patrons. It's a big party, a big family on Patreon. So come hang out with us. We talk shit in the comments on Patreon. We write to each other. We send each other Christmas cards of our mothers fondling each other. It's unbelievable. Shout out to the men on the screen, the men and women on the screen, who are $25 producer supporters. And we'll see you tomorrow night for the Raw review live here on the Joe Cronin Show.
You become a shitbag.
Love you, Joe. Take that red pill.
Oh, I took the red pill a long time ago, brother. Ladies and gentlemen, I am hard!
So are you ready to go? Ladies and gentlemen, it's time.
It's time to lay him down, Triple H. When the fans come back to WWE, Triple H, you're going to have to do this one last thing for me, Triple H. You're going to have to go and lay down the tarps. By the way, thank you to Mad Action. He became a $5 patron. What up, Mad Action? Welcome to the Patreon. JCS family, the biggest and baddest Patreon in all the YWC. You know it, brother. SUCKIT, brother. Let's go.
Time to lay the tarps. It's time to lay the tarps. Time to lay the tarps. It's all about the tarps and how you lay them. It's all about the hard cam and where you can place it. It's all about your seat and if you can stay in it. It's all about your plans and who's gonna fake it. I am the tarps, you don't wanna lay me. Damage control, no way you can see me. The fans aren't paying and I know they're angry. Please end the pain before Cody tanks me. Let go of your contracts and please don't run to A-Dub with Billy Gunn. We are the big leagues and we make the rules. So move over here and dance like two ghouls. Trying to figure out what your gimmick's gonna be. Get over it 6 months in NXT. Don't you forget there's no fans here today. Cause I am the tarps and I'm going to lay. Time to lay the tarps. Time to lay the tarps. Time to lay the tarps. Time to lay the. Time to lay the tarps. It's all about the tops and how you lay them. It's all about the hard cam and where you can place them. It's all about your seat and if you can stay in it. It's all about the plans and who's gonna fake it. I am the tarps, you don't wanna lay me.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys mismonetized this the other night, then you missed a white man doing blackface and ranting about it, and then me making a weird freestyle up about it. Here's a little flashback to Monetize This 304 in case you missed it.
You can't try to be black when you're born black.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
It's like Tom McDonald almost, but a less black version.
Oh my God.
Black because I choose to darken my skin. I am not black because of how I wear my hair. I am not black because of the
This is a white guy who dyes his body black to be black.
clothes that I wear. I am not black because of the way that I talk. I am not black because of the people I hang around. I am not black because
We got it. How is this not a song already? How is this not a song already? Oh my God, dude, get me a fucking.
Dude, this guy is trying to be black. He's like that Rachel Dolezal from Wash.
Oh my God, give me.
Bro, you can't try to be black when you're born black.
Wait a minute.
I'm pretty sure that guy's
I like rap. I am not black because I love black women and they are my god. I am not black because of the black on black hair in my pants. I am not black because I love a little bit of cornbread. I am not black for any of that stereotypical shit, so stop saying stereotypical
black, yeah, I'm not black in the nutsack, it's whack. I know that I probably give your mother a panic attack when she see the color of my skin. It makes her fucking feel quivery within. I'm about to nutsack whack your mother in the sack clap, and I got the clap back so fast that I tack my hack rack. I can't believe that my hair looks like this. I used to be a white guy who pissed his pants when he got dissed, but now I'm black like this, so watch me just turn on the switch. I am not black.
Not black because I love black women and they are my god.
I am not black.
I am not black because of the black mama that I carry around in my pants. I am not black because I love a little bit of color. I am stereotypical shit, so stop saying stereotypical shit because that stereotypical shit is just stereotypical shit. I am not stereotypical, I am motherfucking me. Goddamn. I want to talk about why I am not black, alright? So
not black since the day I was born. You're gonna find out what happens when I'm on your lawn with a weapon ready to shoot your face in. I hate your fucking mother and all her cousins cause they pasty as white motherfucking suckers. I'm black, that's why you know I don't fuck with motherfuckers. Look at my cornrow, look at me impregnate your mother when I come inside of a cornhole.
I am not black because I choose to darken my skin. I am not black because of how I wear my hair. I am
not black
because of the clothes that I wear. I am
not
black because of the way that I talk.
Yo,
I am
not
black because of the people I hang around. I am not black because I like rap. I am not black because I love black women and they are my god. I am not black because of the black mama that I carry around in my pants. I am not black because I love a little bit of cornbread. I am not black for any of that stereotypical shit, so stop saying stereotypical shit because that stereotypical shit is just stereotypical shit. I am not stereotypical, I am motherfucking me. Goddamn.
Not
you know
black.
What I'm saying? Like, look, I am not black because
not
of
black.
all that BS.
Not black, and if you talk back, I'm gonna have to attack with the fucking weapons on my gun rack. I got fucking an arsenal. I'm ready to shoot a hole through your head and watch the blood hit the ground red. It spills and hits the wall so fast that I can cap your ass and drag your ass through the grass. I'll put you under the fucking ground with one bullet in your heart and one upside down. I'm gonna hang you on my front lawn, watch porn, jerk off to the pictures of the fucking mosquitoes flawn born on your fucking skin as they impregnate each other. Yeah, the maggots cover each other up.
I am
not black
because I choose to darken my skin.
Black.
I am not black because of how I wear my hair.
Black.
I am not black because of the clothes that I wear.
Not black, motherfucker, not black. Not black, motherfucker, not black. Not black, motherfucker, not black. Yo, not black, motherfucker, not black. Not black. Not black, motherfucking if you say I'm not black, you're gonna get capped. If you say I'm not black, you're gonna get splat. I'm not black because of what I wear, but I'm black because of the things I say when I swear. No. Not black. Oh, fuck, the new hit single is coming out tomorrow, everybody. Holy fuck. I don't know what's crazier, the fact that I randomly came up with all that weird shit I said, or the fact that that guy really dyes his body and face every day to be black. I mean, that guy's going to get his ass kicked. I don't know. I don't know who's going to beat him up. Black people or white people? Maybe both. Somebody's going to beat him up. Hey, man. If you want to be something, go for it. I don't care what you are. You know, you want to dye yourself green, I don't care. To be honest, as long as you leave me alone. The only thing I don't like is when you try to dye yourself some other race and then get there like be like, "Oh, I get privileges because I'm a different color now." You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's a little weird, but whatever, go for it. I mean, I guess like someone saying, "I'm Irish." You know, people do that all the time. They're like, "Oh, I'm Irish." Like, I do it sometimes. I'm like Cronin. I look pasty. I'm Irish, guys. But really, I'm friggin' Scottish, mostly. I'm mostly Scottish and English. And the Irish is much lower. And you know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. Do whatever you want, I guess. As long as you don't hurt anybody, I guess. But I'm a little worried about that guy's well-being going forward. I will say that. I hope he's okay. Bless his heart. Good night, everybody.
Is what this once proud and profitable company sorely needs. What was once a captivating, trend-setting program has now deteriorated into a cliched, let's be honest, boring snooze fest that is in dire need of a knight in shining armor. Television ratings, downward spiral. Pay-per-view buy rates plummeting. Mainstream acceptance non-existent. And reactions of the live crowds, complete and utter silence. You're silent because you're embarrassed to be here. Honestly, I'm embarrassed for you. And the reason why you're embarrassed is because of the steady stream of uninteresting, untalented, mediocre
We got some social
sports
justice warriors in here.
who you're forced to cheer for and care for. No wonder you're not cheering. You can care less about every single idiot in that dressing room.
Now, here's Joe Cronin. Joe Cronin.
Good night. Thanks, James Mesner. Shit, Mom! You got social justice warriors?
You
I don't know.
become a shitbone.
The fuck are you saying, Jersey? All right, good night, everybody. For real, I'm going. Bye. Botch Club. Check out Botch Club on Instagram, guys. Go sub them. I love Botch Club. Go check them out, please. Go follow them. Tell them I sent you. A lot of funny clips that they just uploaded today. Holy fuck, Botch Club. What is this? Look at this. Oh, my God.